Hi, everyone, and welcome to CaringKind Live, the CaringKind weekly live stream at 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, brought to you by CaringKind, the heart of Alzheimer's caregiving. Thank you so much for watching today. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like our content. I left my walk shirt at home today, at work last week, so I still have to go back to work to pick that up. If you're watching this live stream on a rebroadcast later on Facebook or YouTube, please don't forget to thank you very much for watching, number one. Number two, don't forget to subscribe and like our content. The more you share our content on social media, the more our message gets into the hands of people who need it most. And that is, of course, families affected by Alzheimer's and dementia. We have a great show for you today. We're going to start off like we always do with some CaringKind highlights, and then we're going to go into an interview with the wonderful person that is Melissa Sheehan, who is the Director of Business Development at 305 West End Assisted Living. And she is fantastic. I can see her in the green room right now, so I'm just going to wave to her. Hi, Melissa. You can't see her yet, but I can, because I'm the studio master here. So it is, today is Wednesday, September 30th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time in beautiful New York City. It is a beautiful autumn day, my favorite season of the year here in New York City. I am broadcasting live from CaringKind's official studio, which is my studio apartment in Queens. Thank you so much for watching. And again, remember, please follow us on all of our social media platforms, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. The more you share our content, the more our message gets into the hands of people who need us. All the links to our social media platforms and to 305 West End Assisted Living can be found in the show description of this video. So if you just look beneath this video on YouTube or Facebook, just click the words "See More," and you will see. I do this every week. I choose the wrong direction every time. Just click on See More, and you will see a pop-up of all of our links that we're talking about here today. All right? So let's just get started. I'm just going to do a couple of quick highlights, and then we are going to get right into the interview. So the first thing that we're going to do is talk about, of course, Running Club. The Running Club launched this season, and the next one is on Thursday at 7 o'clock in Central Park. I'm going to move over here so you can see better here. So that's, again, it's a free, no financial obligation social running club that we do every Thursday at Central Park, 7 p.m. We meet up at 90th and 5th, and we just run. That's what we do. I show up and watch everyone's bags so you can run without a backpack. And so if you're interested, just go to CaringKind's website and click on Athletes and Running Club, and you will find that link. And again, the link should be in the show description. So that is Running Club. Next up is the CaringKind Gala. The Forget Me Not Gala is October 26th, and you can. It's a virtual gala, so you can just register by calling the helpline. And of course, the helpline, if I can find there we go. Our helpline is 646-744-2900. Call our helpline to get registered for the gala. It's going to be a great night and some great programs for that night. And the next highlight is, of course, my very favorite highlight is the CaringKind Walk. Our walk is just 11 days away. We have already raised $272,000. The website says 266, but we're actually at 272 because we received some major gifts yesterday, which is fantastic. So $272,000. Our official goal is $500,000. So please, if you haven't registered yet, register for the walk. And walk with us. We're asking everyone to walk in their neighborhoods this year for COVID-19 safety reasons, but we still have a great program all in store for you on Sunday, October 11th. We have 15 minutes of yoga with Avita. We have a 30-minute opening ceremony video, which is fantastic. We have virtual tables at 1 o'clock where you can interact with staff and sponsors And in fact, Melissa at 305 West End is a sponsor. And our Tech Expo vendors will also have links so you can interact with them. Not all of them will have links, but some of them will. So just check that out at 1 o'clock. Then at 1:30, we're having a caregiving panel discussion on caregiving and COVID-19. And we're going to close our walk this year at 2 o'clock with a very special concert, never been done before, an exclusive video. David Hyde Pierce and 4 of his Broadway friends are going to be singing songs for you exclusively to thank you for all of the incredible work that you have done in support of this great cause that we call the Walk and that we call CaringKind, the Heart of Alzheimer's Caregiving. So thank you so very much for that. And one last thing that I would like to share with you is our October, and I'm going to share my screen right now, is our October education seminars. So I'm going to share that with you real quickly, if I can find it. There it is. And this is our list. I don't know if you can see it very well. Let's see if I can expand that. There we go. This is our list of monthly education seminars. And if you can read it, it says we have these are our typical education seminars that we do every month. And if you want to register for any of these things, make sure that you register by way of our helpline. So I'm going to put that there. And just to review these real quickly, we have an Understanding Dementia for Caregivers class. We have a legal financial seminar, Medicaid home care seminar, monthly education meeting, finding support within the Alzheimer's community. This is about support groups for family caregivers. We also have a monthly education meeting called Coping with the Anger and Guilt While Caregiving. Obviously, a very important seminar. And the last one we have here is a family caregiver workshop. This is a 4-part interactive program designed to improve the quality of life of a family caregiver and the person with dementia. So as you can see, we have a whole bunch of great programs, education seminars for the month of October. And if you want to register for any of those, please register through our helpline and share this document, which exists on our website, again, on the show description. Just share that with anyone who you think needs to get help from CaringKind to help with Alzheimer's and dementia caregiving. Okay, what do you think? Those were the CaringKind highlights for this week. And I hope that if you have any questions or concerns, or you want to make any comments during this broadcast, feel free. I'm here, Melissa is here to answer any of your questions about CaringKind, about residential centers, about assisted living, and about living in Manhattan. So feel free to ask any questions you want. That's what this live stream is for. If you just want to, tell us how great we are as people, you can also leave compliments. We take it. I think Melissa would agree that we accept compliments. So without further ado, please welcome the Director of Business Development at 305 Assisted Living, 305 West End Assisted Living. Please welcome Melissa Sheehan. Hi, Melissa.
Hello, how are you? Nice to see you today. How's it going?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
I said I like the short.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you've got a fancy mirror in the back with flowers and stuff. That's cool. Well, thank you so much for being a part of our live stream today. I'm going to turn this ticker off because that's a little bit distracting. Why don't I've introduced your title, and your organization, but why don't we start by you just kind of talking about 305 West End, what it is, what you do there.
Terrific. That's great. Thank you so much. 305 West End Assisted Living is a luxury senior living community. We're located here in Manhattan, in the heart of Manhattan, on the Upper West Side at 74th Street and West End Avenue, steps away from Lincoln Center. We provide a variety of amenities and services which we tailor to our residents' individual needs. It's a full spectrum community. We go from independent living all the way through enhanced senior living to memory care. We're part of a company which has 20 years of experience in senior living and was one of the first providers of designated residential memory care. have newly renovated and beautiful renovated pre-war apartments, which are studios, really generously sized 1 and 2 bedrooms. Our amenities include a movie theater, lovely outdoor patio, performing arts studio, living room, fitness studio, a beautiful dining room for our residents, which we're currently actually back in with our residents, moving down the dining room. We're really lovely to have, very happy about having that going on safely and very carefully for our residents at this time. 2 of our floors are especially designated for residents who have Alzheimer's and other cognitive impairments and related dementias, who require 24-hour support. And those are in different neighborhoods, depending on where they are at in their journey with that. As a licensed assisted living community, we're able to provide different levels of care, which allow residents to age in place. This means that we can offer to our independent resident. That resident may look like someone who has just joined us because they no longer, for one reason or another, want to live in their own home. For a resident who may need some care, it can just be very discreetly delivered to them in their apartment. For a resident who needs more care as they age in place, they can remain with us in the community that they love, in the neighborhood that they love in New York City. And for the resident who requires 24-hour support in our memory care community, that means that they're having a great time during the pandemic and during these challenging times, living in and having all of New York City come into them, and for our other residents as well for that point during this challenging time, they're having that experience as well. So,
wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, having a great time.
And how many floors do you have in your building? Like, what's the
we have a total of 14 floors. So our at plus a lower level. So our lower level is dedicated to our salon, our movie theater, our fitness center, our wellness. Our first floor is is entirely for our dining room and our bistro grill and our reception area. Second floor, we have some apartments and some public spaces, and then the remaining floors are all residential.
That's amazing. What let's talk about, obviously this is CaringKind, the heart of Alzheimer's caregiving. So let's talk about the memory floor. You call it a memory floor. How did that come about? Did the memory floor always exist as a part of 305 West End, or did it kind of evolve over time as the needs of your residents changed?
The memory floor was actually the first part. It's the heart of our community. We really, we're very, very attached to our memory care residents and to our memory care floor. And we have 2 actually, and they're designated depending on where our residents are in their journey. There are a total of 40 apartments. They're divided into 2 floors. So we have about 20 residents on each floor, depending on timing. And then we also have residents who have various forms, like I said, of Alzheimer's and other related dementias, who may not require that 24-hour support, who live with us in our community and are supported by us in our assisted living community as well. But these floors are designated for those residents who may need more.
Oh, we're a little hung up there for a second. We're getting a little lag time.
More support. There we go, right? So
okay,
are we back now?
Yep, we're back.
Terrific.
Okay.
So our Reflections memory care community and throughout our other related communities are designated to providing the finest and wonderful, vibrant days for our residents who have some kind of memory loss. And so all of our staff is really trained, and before anyone comes out on the floor to work with our residents, they're especially trained in providing proven therapies, different modalities for all of those residents. And the heart of that is really done not just with our wellness staff, our aides, our care staff, but it's also done by providing terrific recreation and great days and a wonderful rhythm of our day for those residents. So, for example, our recreation staff is certified creative arts therapists, they're dance therapists, they're drama therapists, and they're doing things like, my office is actually on one of our Reflections floors, and I came out this morning and they were doing Shakespeare this morning.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. And what's going on during the day. So they do an author series during the week. They do Shakespeare during the week. They are poetry. They're doing dance and movement during, it's just absolutely amazing. So what we're providing in terms of a vibrant, amazing day is just absolutely terrific. Our residents who are a little bit, there's a continuous learning program that runs cumulatively during the week, and it just makes a great day for all of our residents.
That sounds amazing. And how much interaction is there? And I'm learning, by the way, so I'm asking you these questions authentically because I haven't spent a whole lot of time talking to you about these kinds of details. How is there interaction between the residents on your memory floor with the other floors, or is it managed, or how does that work? The interaction between all the floors.
So basically, on the floors that we have in our memory care community, each one has its own separate dining and its own separate recreation that's built into each floor. So it's really a great encapsulated community. We do some joint things in normal times. Right now, because of safety concerns, really, we have had safety as our main component. We've been very fortunate at 305 West End Assisted Living that we've only had 2 cases of COVID in the community, and both of those residents have recovered. So because of safety concerns, it's been really terrific. We've been very fortunate. A lot of that is because of our very rigorous infection control procedures, our daily meetings, all of the things that we've done that really have been very cautious, and I'll get into that later. But because of safety concerns, we've really been keeping our memory care residents mostly at this time cohorted among themselves for the most part, so that they can maintain, to the extent that we're able to make that happen, effective social distancing, safety procedures. That's been our main, as well as keeping everyone engaged and interacting in the community to the extent that everyone is able, based on their cognitive function, making sure that we're able to have everyone safely cohorted together, and making sure that that's maintained.
That makes sense.
So what we might do in a normal time might be different from what our procedures have been during this time. So our residents who are on our other memory care floor, who might be a little further along in their journey and may not be as actively participating in our recreation, who might not be doing Shakespeare and things like that, who may be a little further along in their memory care journey, those folks were doing things like our Namaste program, aromatherapy, more musical journeys, things like that, so that we're making sure that those residents are also maintaining the benefit of maintaining their cognitive function.
Yeah. Well, since you already had talked about COVID, why don't you talk about that? What has 305 West End done, and how have you changed your, like you said, the rhythm of your day in response to COVID-19?
We were at the beginning of this, we had a very rigorous safety first procedure in place that was based on our infection control procedures from flu. So we really ramped that up very quickly at the beginning to make sure that we were in servicing our staff, holding daily meetings on every single shift as it was going, as we were working up, and putting in sanitation procedures on all of our high touch areas, making sure that everyone was doing the hand washing procedures, and really just making sure that everything was being really closely followed, so that we were able to really get ahead of things. And we feel very grateful that we were able to do that. And we've also put in place the plexiglass in between all of our dining tables. We've put in a new ionization gold shield system into which cleans all of the air in the community. And it's really been worked out pretty well. As you can see, like I said, we've only had 2 cases in the community. Both of those residents are still with us, and they're a vital part of our community. So we're very happy about that. Our staff, we're grateful for our staff. They've been incredibly dedicated, coming to work with us every day, being with us through the pandemic, really stepping up in terms of their work and everything that they've done for us, really stepping up for our residents and caring for our residents, really being dedicated to our residents and what they've done. Our directors have been amazing in being there every day, being at work and being in the community, and just doing everything that they can to make sure that our residents and everyone was absolutely safe. We've supported our staff it's just been a really great experience, and we're grateful that we've come out on it. We have not had a case in the community in over 120 days. It's been really amazing in that we've moved out of it in terms of what we're able to do in activities. Our residents are out, they're active in the community. We're very careful, don't get me wrong, but we're able to have small group activities. We're able to have resident dining. We're able to have visitation so that our families are able to be in seeing their loved ones, which, as you know, is amazing. We've also made some neat connections because people who maybe have not seen loved ones or care partners or friends who live far away, we're able to do that and open it up with technology with our staff. To get on Facebook, to get on Zoom, to get on different technological modes that maybe they wouldn't have done before. And cool.
Right. Yeah.
You know, there have been some neat upsides in other things you might not have seen. So,
do you think that you will make permanent some of these changes that you've had to make as a result of COVID-19?
Certainly, some of them we will make permanent. You know, certainly some of the extra careful guidelines for infection control and protocols are all good lessons learned. I think having our staff be hyper vigilant, we've always been very vigilant about these things, but certainly making sure that our staff is vigilant and the extra in servicing is always a wonderful thing.
Right.
Being very safe and cautious, absolutely so.
Yeah, and you as an organ, you're not in isolation, right? And you especially are out in the community. So your residents are out in the community. You're out in the community. So it's really not just a cruise ship, right, on its own. You guys you're interacting with New York City because most of your residents are from New York City. Is that right? I would assume that most of them are from New York City.
We're really community of New Yorkers for New Yorkers, and it's been neat. We've been actively still maintaining our relationships with our partners. Our community partners have been amazing about pivoting and continuing to bring everything into us. The museums that we work with, the cultural organizations, Connect to Culture, and Meredith has been amazing at working with us. All the museums, all the other partners that we work with have been great about offering their time and their talent and their treasure and bringing it in with us and sharing with our residents. And our residents can hardly wait to welcome them back in the flesh. But but they have been just so gracious about seeing them virtually as well.
That's great.
And it's been terrific. I mean, for many of our memory care residents, seeing the person in the TV was a minute. And then seeing the person, we know that person on the TV, and then talking to them on the TV has been a bit of a learning curve, and they have really gotten into it, and they really enjoy and wait for that person. And music therapy and Broadway and all the neat things and art and all the neat things that they can experience. Some of it's been really terrific. Some of the residents who have not been able to get out and weren't able to get out before. And now the things that are coming into them even more has been one of the gifts. You know, you have to say that sometimes, you know, some of the things that aren't so great bring you gifts too.
Right. Sorry about that audio there. And as Melissa mentioned, we have a Connect to Culture program spearheaded by Meredith Wong, who helps connect cultural institutions like the Lincoln Center and the Met and make those spaces available to people with dementia and their caregivers. So if you don't know about Connect to Culture is actually kind of the highlighted featured program of our gala on October 26th. So make sure you go to our website and check out Connect to Culture there. And Melissa, I have to thank you again for hosting our marathon team last year. For those of you who don't know, we have a team of marathon runners, like 50 people ran for us. And Melissa and the folks at 305 West End graciously loaned us the use of their gorgeous new dining room, which we're going to show in just a second. I'm going to make your website live, and we can look at some of the photos. In fact, let's do it now. And so Melissa,
it was a great day.
And it created a really great reception for our marathon team. So after running 26.2 miles, they landed in, well, let's just show. They landed here. Let me remove that. Right. So this is the picture of where our marathon team landed. This is the brand new dining room at 305 West End, right?
That's the dining room pre-COVID, and now we've amended that dining room to make it safe dining for our residents. It's so wonderful to see them back and enjoying dining together and having that great social interaction. We've amended the dining room with plexiglass in the centers of the table. We're doing 2 folks at a time so that they can be safe eating together.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
We're maintaining social distancing. So it's really terrific to see them enjoying that.
That's great. And of course, there's a resident right there. And what is this? Oh, this is the bistro.
That's our bistro grill. Yeah. Ditto for our bistro grill. 2 folks at a time and doing with our plexiglass in place. But it's amazing to see folks enjoying that time together and being vital.
Wonderful.
And full calendar of activities for everyone. But again, maintaining social distance, safety is our main concern for our residents at this time.
Right, of course, but it's still, even with plexiglass, still beautiful.
Thanks to our wonderful staff. So we've been with us. So.
And all of your facilities are on the first floor. I've seen these because for when I was there for the marathon reception, and this is your salon. So this looks like a professional salon out on the street, but in fact, it's part of your building.
Professional staff on the salon on the street. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's in our memory care community.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this one is.
No, that's our memory, in our Reflections Memory Care. That's our dining. Yeah. Mm-hmm. As you see, it's a small environment for our memory care community. Yeah. Right.
And beautiful and common colors, and what a lovely place to be.
A wonderful environment. Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. And talk about that. So what do your residents share in common? You know, like you said, they're mostly from New York City. What kind of, before COVID, what was like one of the classic activities that the residents would do together, one of your larger events together?
Well,
there's so many.
We still have smaller activities together, and they still share a lot of things together. Our residents tend to be, like I said, New Yorkers for New Yorkers, right? So, or people whose children are in New York, but a lot of New Yorkers. So we have a lot of discussions. People really enjoy. There's been a lot of conversation about what's going on this November, right? Mm-hmm. So, and a lot of debates. We do Shakespeare classes. We do a lot of musical events, conversations about opera. We do a good afternoon cocktail is often on the menu at 305 West End. We have Silver Sneakers exercise class. We do Broadway. We have lecture series on a lot of different topics. We have movies in the afternoon. We do some art. We do crafts. We do lifetime learning. Mm-hmm. There are a tremendous amount of different things to do depending on what you enjoy.
Wonderful. And how did you get involved in this? Like, what was your personal journey where you support an organization like 305 West End?
So I have a background in medical practice management. Mm-hmm. So before I did this, I managed a large ophthalmology practice, and I just love older adults. So I wanted to get more involved with the older adult piece of things, and I just really wanted to work with helping people more than just managing the practice.
Wonderful. Now, and how long have you been at 305 West End now?
I've been working with our parent company, which is the Bristol Assisted Living, for 6 years now.
Wow. And in all that time, you're on the floors, you're all over the building, right? Can you think of a time that you just thought was a beautiful moment that was created because of either your recreational staff or an interaction that you had with one of your residents, especially if it's someone who lives on the memory floor? Or is there kind of a prototypical or anecdote that is kind of famous at 305 West End for the kind of care that you do, a magical moment really on the memory floor with one of your residents? Does something come to mind?
We have a lot of magical moments. We have my original background was in performing arts.
Mm-hmm.
So my first degree was in opera. And so we bring in a lot of performing arts to the community. And we have a Broadway program that comes in, and watching the residents in our memory care community sing along with the Broadway tunes as they come up is just, as those young artists come in and sing, and it evokes such memory, even for the residents who at other times may not be seeming to participate or may not be as present in the moment as we know it, or as we think that they might be for other times, is just so rewarding. And it's so wonderful to watch that as maybe they're moving further along in their journey. And so you see the resident that you see every day, and they're talking back to you every day, and they're coming along, and those residents are interacting, and you know that they're deriving things from the program. But you see the resident who's maybe quiet, and they're sitting back in their chair. And then you see the music, that young artist or that musician come on, and you see that person viscerally react to the music. To me, that's everything.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And just a reminder, we at our walk on Sunday, October 11th, David Hyde Pierce and 4 of his Broadway friends are each singing a song to thank our walkers. So I hope that you check out that video and feel free, and it will live on after Walk Day. So feel free to take that video and share it with anyone in at 305 West End, because they're all they're singing some classics, and they do such a beautiful job. So I'm very excited to share that with everyone.
So excited for it.
Yeah. Before we got to wrap up in just a second, but if and when you meet someone who may be a caregiver of someone in cognitive decline or Alzheimer's or dementia, what do you say to them? What's your advice about how to take the next step in their care?
Forgive yourself. One of the things that you see more than anything is caregiver guilt. Caring for yourself and forgiving yourself and being kind to yourself are 3 of the best things that you can do as a caregiver. So many caregivers extend themselves so much, and they have no problem doing that. They give their everything. They give all that they have to the person that they're caring for, and giving just a little bit back to themselves and giving themselves permission and giving themselves a little time to care is really one of the most wonderful things that they can do in their caregiving journey.
That is great advice. Melissa, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. We just love to support CaringKind and all the vital, vital, wonderful work you do. Thank you so much for everything you guys do every day.
You're welcome. And you are one of my favorite people that I get to work with. So thank you so much for always being there and being such a fan and supporter of CaringKind. We love you guys. So thank you so much.
We love you too. Thank you so much. Looking forward to Walk Day.
All right. Thanks, Melissa. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye. And that was Melissa Sheehan, obviously one of the nicest people in New York City. I love her. She's the best. And so gracious, so kind. The facility is amazing. And we are so grateful that we get to work with partners like Melissa and 305 West End. The people who work in the caregiving space, whether it's Alzheimer's, dementia, memory care, cognitive decline, or just people who care about older adults or younger adults. The caregiving space is filled with people who care, and Melissa is one of those. And so it's so nice to be able to work with people who care so much about our community specifically. So thank you again, Melissa. And thank you everyone for watching this live stream. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet to our YouTube or Facebook, please do so. And if you're seeing this as a rebroadcast, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. You know the drill on social media. Thank you again. And we will be back here next week, which is next Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in New York City.